Let's talk about YouTube. There are various opinions on YouTube's policies at this time in light of the situation that arose from the popular YouTuber Steven Crowder being demonetized in relation to some recent videos he's produced, along with a t-shirt he was selling that had a less than okay statement on it. The current view by some is that YouTube is in the wrong and that it needs to revoke this change. The views on the other side are more fragmented and less cohesive, so let's actually see what's going on here. YouTube is currently a private business, and as such, no free speech is restricted. Yes, even philosophically free speech isn't infringed. The reason for this is because it ignores the other party. YouTube also has a right to free speech. YouTube is a platform, and therefore all speech on that platform reflects onto YouTube. You don't have the right to speak for them, which is what you are doing when you put a video on YouTube whether you like it or not. This is tangibly the case as seen with stock pricings or other fiscal measurements that are impacted by the content that exists on YouTube. Neither you nor YouTube actually decide who is speaking for YouTube. It's the audience. Thought experiment. Person A has a large front yard and has people come and demonstrate on it. Person A states repeatedly that the demonstrations do not reflect their personal thoughts and feelings, but rather that they just want all viewpoints to be heard, so they allow anyone to speak on their lawn. Person B says a ton of things that Person A and the rest of town disagree with on Person A's lawn. Now, Person C does acknowledge that Person A says that the views expressed on their lawn do not reflect their personal views. However, Person C hears Person B say a lot that they disagree with and find it unreasonable that Person A does not hold these views given how much they're allowed on Person A's lawn. Thus, Person C refuses to do business with Person A due to the speech of Person B. Person A stated repeatedly that Person B's statements did not reflect their opinions, yet Person C still finds Person B's speech to reflect onto Person A. It's not Person A's fault this occurred, but Person B's statements are now tangibly speaking for Person A. It doesn't matter if 100% of the town utilized the yard as the primary hub for sharing opinions. Person A has the right and authority to remove Person B from their yard. And it isn't a violation of free speech. It's actually a protection of Person A's speech. Protecting your speech doesn't infringe another's speech unless you are Person B. Person B's defense of their free speech is actually an attack on Person A's freedom to not speak. But what about the view that YouTube isn't Person A's anymore? The standard view boils down to YouTube isn't just YouTube anymore.
Or if we're agreeing that we are entering into this new world,
Yes.
where this is, that's my position, is it is a town square, and I feel like everybody should be able to communicate.
This town square concept is what a lot of people are insinuating when they make statements about the infringement of speech when YouTube takes a video down. The implication being that YouTube is a public space and not a space owned by a private business. Joe argues that because the entire town now uses Person A's lawn to discuss their views, and no other space is as popular, that Person B now has the right, philosophically, to that space. As it currently stands, this is false. It's just factually the case that YouTube is presently still Person A's property, and Person A has every right to police it without actually infringing anyone's speech. But should it be? If it's unreasonable for Person B to find his own lawn, or for any other space to be made available, isn't Person B's voice silenced? This is actually where it gets tricky. Does free speech mean that you are free to say what you wish, or does it have other qualifiers? Does it mean you are entitled to an audience for your speech, a platform, compensation? When someone is removed from YouTube and they state that their free speech was infringed, doesn't this come with the qualifier that the platform and audience they have is something that they're entitled to? It does seem to. If this is the case, then the only path forward for this issue to be resolved is to legally force YouTube to break up. This would be similar to having a government break up banks that have gotten too big. It might be time to break up YouTube. But again, maybe not. Changes must come only after a demonstrated issue has occurred. Right now, the side calling for YouTube to change to this degree assert the issue has been demonstrated as a left-wing YouTube demonetizing right-wing Steven Crowder. But what about all the lefty videos that are removed and demonetized? Just because they are not as large as Crowder's channel does not mean it does not happen to them either. Trans rights videos, anti-Nazi videos, and so on are all demonetized without a single peep from YouTube. How is it a free speech issue if all speech is affected equally? I don't know, but let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, follow, and subscribe. And follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Savaris for more political and gaming content.